It's Bill Swift from Swift Canoe and Kayak, and we are here today to show you our 2024 pack boat collection. Look at all the beauties we have in our showroom to show you. One of the main reasons people buy pack boats are how light they are. Let's have Brandon show you how light one of these babies is. This is a Pac 12-6 Kevlar Fusion with a ruby finish, only 24 pounds. Cheers to the lightweight pack boats. Another reason people buy Swift pack boats is that we have the most amazing designer in the industry, David Yost, who has designed more boats than anybody I know. One of the biggest features of his designs is that he puts a lot of roundness into the chine of his boats, and he carries the widest point way up the side of it. So let me put what we call the DY square on this boat. Note how rounded it is there and how consistently rounded it is from one end to the other. What this helps create is it allows waves to roll underneath the boat with very little effect of the boat being moved around a little bit. It also puts the boat down nicely in the water, and it contributes to other performance characteristics such as the tracking ability. So if you've not paddled one of our pack boats, David Yost is where it's at. Another reason Swift pack boats are so popular is the comfort of our seating system. We often hear people make their purchase decision specifically on the comfort of our seats after trying different pack boats in the market. It's a very flexible seating system. It's got a lot of give to it, a lot of padding. Now the seat starts with a carbon seat base, which we've over the years really developed a very unique shape for that fits a wide variety of posteriors, from the skinniest to the most ample. And having this nice shape really starts it off nicely. It's actually been developed from our Kayak seat. We modified it so it fits the pack boats nicely. Now this is the second thing that contributes incredibly to the comfort of the seat. This is the pad that goes in it. It's got very thick foam on the bottom of it, and I'll show you a sample of it here right now. This has a foam that's an inch thick, and it's a foam that's been developed for the medical industry for enhanced blood flow management. It's used on wheelchairs, special needs equipment. It's got ripstop nylon on top of it. This really gives your butt a lot of comfort over a long period of time. The next thing is that we've got this adjustable lumbar support and a really nice seat back. And this right here is a different foam, and it's super cool. It's this foam that's highly compressible, and you can pour water right through it. We use the same ripstop nylon on the outside, which contributes to the comfort. The lumbar pad is adjustable up and down on it. Now in the back of the seat, to support it behind you, we have this super cool composite seat part that we make in-house that is comprised mostly of a Negra, and it's also got some carbon in it. We're building these with epoxy resin. They're highly flexible, and we heat bake them, and it fits right into the pocket in the back here and adds to incredible seat comfort. So to show you everything together, here's the bottom of the seat. You'll see there's some unidirectional Kevlar carbon in it, and there's carbon in a Negra. Top layer of black carbon on it. These straps right here are part of the key to it. They work just like a backpack strap. In the back of it, you'll note that the strap flows right through the back. It allows the pad to move with you when you're paddling. And one of the really cool things about the seat, guys, is that when you're not paddling, when you're transporting the boat, you just unclip it in the back, you stretch this one piece out, clip it back in, And the seat gets held very tightly in place if you're on a portage, a carrier, if it's on your vehicle. So the Swift seat in the pack boat, très magnifique. Here are two of our popular recreational pack boats, the 12.6 and the 13.8. This beautiful pack 12.6 is in the Kevlar Fusion finish, ruby, absolutely gorgeous look to it. This one has the black and gold carbon Kevlar trim. They come standard with carbon end caps, and we drill a hole in the end so the water will flow out when you're done paddling when you turn it over. They have float tanks in the end of them. Coming back, this baby has cherry handles, cherry thwarts. The foot braces are beautiful. They're adjustable right from where you're sitting, and if you note, they've got a real nice shape to them that really cups your foot nicely. This particular 12.6 also has a sassafras yoke, which only weighs 1.5 pounds. If you want a really lightweight yoke, this is a good way to go. This has our adjustable comfort seating system. And this is just a beautiful boat, folks. It's got the foam core and the ribs on the bottom, and that combined with the foam and the gunnels, the float tank's an extremely buoyant boat if anything ever happened to you in it. Here is a beautiful Pack 13.8 in Kevlar Fusion with the emerald green finish. And let's show the folks, Joe, the internal skid plate that we put in all of our pack boats. On all of the Kevlar Fusion, we'll put in the color that matches to the boat if it's the ruby, emerald, or sapphire. Coming down this boat, same feature, the carbon end caps, the black and gold carbon Kevlar trim. And folks, I encourage you, feel the smoothness and the finish on all of our boats. My gal jokes with me and tells me that I caress our boats a lot in the videos. And guys, the reason I do is I love them, but they also, the finish that our factory team does on these is incredible. Now the Pack 13.8, we've pulled the gunnels in a little bit because it's wider than the 12.6 to allow somebody to do a little bit more normal paddling stroke without having to reach out too far. It's got the really comfortable seating system we discussed. Now what we have done is this seat is 1 inch higher off the floor than the Pack 12.6. We tend to sell this model a lot to people that maybe have had knee replacement or hip replacement, and they don't want to raise and lower their body up too much in a boat when they get in and out of it. We also have a really neat option. This is what we call our 1-inch seat pad, which is made out of all the same materials I just showed you. A lot of people will also put this right on the top here when they get in and out. Maybe bring the lumbar support up a little bit higher, but this position makes it where people don't have to raise their body up and down in the boat, and because it's wider, it still has really good stability to it. So 2 beautiful recreational pack boats. We're going to go through some fittings in these beautiful boats today. I'm in the 13.8 right here, and it really fits my stature well. I'm 6'3", 240. What I like is I can brace my legs on the side of it also. It helps give enhanced stability to the boat. Brandon, your height and weight?
I'm about 5'9" and 15/16 still, and about 160 pounds, 165 pounds.
And the Pack 12.6 fits you nicely.
Yeah, it's a really comfortable fit. I can brace my knees off the sides. It feels very comfortable.
Now, what we always like to point out to people, folks, is the Pack 12.6, the Cruiser 12.8 are our 2 lightest boats, so lots of women buy them, but lots of men love them also. At my size, I can paddle the Pack 12.6. I feel like I'm in a sports car. I'm happier in the other boats, but a lot of average size and smaller men love the Pack 12.6. So how about we show you another example of fitting? So how about this, folks? Jess is about 5'1", and you fit in this boat pretty nicely. She's got a nice smile on her face. And then Brandon, that feels good to you?
Yeah, it's a great fit.
So why don't we show the folks something else?
Yeah. Ollie, come here, bud. In the boat. That's a boy. Sit your bum.
We sell lots of pack boats to folks that want to take dogs with them. And there's lots of room right in the front. We've got a really good video with Brandon where he trains people how to train their dog to get in and out of the boat and how to be comfortable with it that Scott will put a link to on the header of the video. So, guys, let's go paddling. Let's go over our beautiful cruiser pack boats now, which may be the sexiest boats on the market, folks. They've got a lot of beautiful curves to them, starting with the shape of the gunnels, where DY has designed a shape where he really pulls them in. They've got a double bend to the gunnels, which makes it narrower. So when folks are in the boat kayaking, they can do a kayak stroke without having to reach way over the sides. They also have a lot of flare in the end of the boats. They really push waves out to the side and away from it. And just as we showed you before, folks, they've got the beautiful roundness to the chine area and very consistently rounded from one end to the next. Very comfortable to paddle in wind and waves. And Joe, let's show them one of the most distinct features on the cruiser, which is back here. So the end of them, DY has put a really cool shape in it that he refers to as the shark tail. Swift cruisers, ooh la la. We have really good model videos that are going to be in the description of the video. The Pac 12.6 has a video we've got two gals, Cindy and Lori, that you're absolutely going to love. The Pac 13.8 is a video we did with myself, and I did some instruction in the video also. The Pac 12.6 we did with my gal Adrienne, and at the end of it, she showed how easy it is for her to load it on and off a vehicle. The Pac 14.8, we did a great video with Brandon with his dog Ollie. And Joe, let's go over the Cruiser 12.8 right now. This is a beautiful sapphire blue, and again it starts out with the internal skid plates and then the beautiful sapphire blue finish on the Kevlar Fusion laminates and carbon end caps. This one has the cherry interior on it. Coming down the boat, it's got the cherry yoke, and folks, like all of our models, it's got the beautiful caressable black and gold carbon Kevlar trim on this baby. And then let's go over this boat right here. We have to give a shout out to Ted Scott, and Scott's going to put a link in the description to his video also. He's a friend of ours from Maryland. This is a replica of a boat that he got, that he trips with. This is the Carbon Negra Textream, which could very likely be the piece de resistance of composite boat building. Absolutely gorgeous finish. This particular one, we always put the carbon internal skid plates. And Ted wanted a really cool look on the bottom. He actually got our two-tone kayak finish on it. This is our sunburst finish. This particular one also has the optional skid plates on the outside of it. And then if we look down this boat, this is the Carbon Fusion laminate. So it's got the black and white, the Carbon and Negra cross weave on the inside. This one has the black carbon Kevlar trim, highly caressable, folks. And this one has the cherry interior. It's got a cherry detachable yoke on it. It can also be ordered with the carbon tech package, which is carbon handles, carbon thwarts. The Cruiser 12.8, Cruiser 14.8, what a pair of beauties. So here's the Cruiser 12.8 and a very nice fit for Jess. She's very comfortable in this boat. And Brandon, how about you and Ollie? How are you feeling there?
This is a great fit for us. If I was paddling myself recreationally, I would fit well in a 12.8. I find that the 14.8, myself, Ollie, I've got room for a pack. It's great. It's efficient. lots of space for the both of us for sure.
So how much does Ollie weigh about?
He's about 55 pounds. Sometimes he hits 60 over the winter, but he's about a 55-pound dog.
And do you find that it takes a little while for him to settle down, or is he pretty comfortable right away?
It all depends. He's usually waiting for me in the boat before I even get it in the water, so he's pretty excited. I mean, as you can see, he's quite comfortable in the boat.
Yeah.
I started him out as a pup, and he's just loved it ever since. So, yeah.
Beautiful. I want you to train my dog. It's so well behaved.
Yeah.
Cheers to the Cruiser 12.8 and 14.8. Here are our bigger cruisers, the 15.8 and the 16.8. Again, there's two really good videos. Links in the description of the video. This baby is a replica of a boat that Hans Winkler just ordered. And it is the Carbon Fusion laminate. It's got the black internal skid plate. And he wanted the really colorful lime green on the bottom with the matching stickers on it. It's got a real distinctive look to it. Carbon end caps, and this baby has our carbon tech package also with the carbon handles and the carbon thwarts. The thwarts, folks, are just as caressable as our nice caressable gunnels. On all of our pack boats and solo canoes, we put a fitting right here for a yoke, detachable yoke to go on the boat. If people order it without the yoke, we put these bolt heads in, which you can just take out. So this, you can see the beautiful shape where the gunnels are pulled in on it. This is a boat that I absolutely love for day paddling. We sell lots of them to average size people that are going to really load it up with gear, maybe also a dog for overnight camping, for tripping. And then let's go over this baby. This is actually my favorite pack boat. This is a 16.8 in the Kevlar Fusion laminate with the amber finish. This is a demo we've had at our Algonquin store for a few years. The 2024 model would have the black internal skid plates on it also. And just like the others, they come standard with the carbon end caps. This has the carbon handles and thwarts. And Joe, show the folks the real nice curves on this beautiful boat. You can really see how the sides have been pulled in quite a bit. So when people are paddling, they can do just that natural position. And the bubbles carried way up the side. This boat is incredibly seaworthy. It can go through a lot of wind and waves. This particular boat has a really neat feature, Joe, that will show them as well. This particular one has our optional sliding seat system, where you can see all the holes on the bottom there. There's a hole right here in the top piece, and it goes in the bottom. Now, if you've got 4 spots showing, that's the balance position if you don't have any other gear in the boat. If you're going to have a dog in front of you, you can slide the seat back a little bit. If you're putting a larger pack behind you, you can slide the seat forward. Many trippers go without the sliding seat because they want to keep the boat a little bit lighter. This will add a little bit of weight to it. And what they'll do is they'll put a large dry bag in the top of their pack with some of their goodies. They'll take it out at the end of a carrier portage and put it in front of you and put the big pack behind you, and you can really adjust how level the boat is very nicely with that. Cruiser 15.8 and 16.8. This is definitely a pair that I want one of each of. The Cruiser 16.8 is ideally suited for me. I'm a larger person. It's really good in wind and waves. It also really responds well to someone that can put a lot of power on the paddle. I use both the canoe paddle, a single-bladed bent shaft, or a kayak paddle with it. Absolutely cruises in the water. My camp is boat access. I don't own a motorboat. Whenever I go there solo, I take this boat and I can put at least 100 pounds of gear in, a big cooler, my pack's in it with me. Still has lots of volume. I've paddled in on some really windy, wavy days. But let's show you the 15.8 also, because that's a boat that really fits me nicely. If I'm just going out for a day cruise without a whole bunch of gear in the boat, the 15/8 really suits what I'm looking for. It's a little bit narrower than the 16/8. It's a little bit lower cut. So I just find this is a beautiful boat for me just cruising around. I could take this overnight camping, taking a lightweight 30, 40-pound pack on it. And Scott, why don't we get you in the 16/8? Because I know this is a boat that you've used before. Scott does all our social media. He's your contact, folks, if you're responding to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So Scott, tell us how you fit in this boat and what you like about it.
Well, it's the ideal boat for a guy of my size. So I'm very fortunate. I've had a fair bit of experience in this boat. I'm 6'2". I'm about 255 in my winter condition right now. For me, for what I do, it's perfect. I have plenty of room. I don't feel trapped inside the boat, which might be a concern for someone who's on the larger side like me. So again, great fit, and there's still leftover volume. So I can still use it as a day boat or as a multi-day tripping boat, which means I can do just about anything I'd want to do with it.
Nice. Cheers to the 15/8 and 16/8. All right. We refer to the cruiser pack boats as our performance pack boats. The Prospector 14 and Keewaydin 15 we refer to as our touring pack boats. Both can be used for either though. Lots of people trip with the cruisers. Lots of people use these two babies for day paddling. So let's show you a bit more about them. This beautiful Prospector 14, we've got a great video on it. Scott is actually in it. This is a carbon fusion version. It's got the black internal skid plates and optional black external skid plates on it. So this particular one has the beautiful caressable black carbon Kevlar trim on it. It's got the carbon tech package with the optional carbon handles and thwarts for a little bit lighter look and more maintenance free. It has the universal mount packages where we put 3 fittings on the bow thwart and 2 on the stern thwart. Lots of options from Scotty that you can order with it. Fish mounts, all kinds of camera equipment and so on, many different fittings for it. Now this particular one also has the carbon yoke on it, which is a beautiful match with the carbon finished boat and the carbon tech package. This weighs just over a pound and is an absolute nice piece of equipment. Got the comfort seating system. The Prospector 14 is a symmetrical boat. Both ends of this boat have the same shape to it. And let's go down low to this, Scott, and show the folks. It actually has a really sleek waterline shape to it. People are really surprised when they paddle this boat as to how well that it moves. It really accelerates nicely, glides into the next stroke, but most importantly, this has an enormous amount of capacity and stability. It is by far our most stable pack boat and one of our best-selling ones. So let's go over the Keewaydin 15 now, which this particular boat is another beauty. We tend to sell lots of the Keewaydin 15s to people that want to trip with a lot of gear and maybe are taking a dog with them. Just really want a good volume boat that really paddles even more efficiently than the Prospector. Asymmetrical, it's straighter keeled in the back end, really tracks nicely. This particular one is an emerald green one. It's got the Kevlar fusion with the emerald finish with the emerald internal skid plates on it. This has the nice carbon end caps, black and gold carbon Kevlar trim, the cherry interior. And this has one of my favorite options, which is the carbon foot bar that I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Nice seating system. These two boats are very popular. We sell lots of both of them every summer. So cheers to these two. We got a whole good crew here right now, folks. So Scott, the Prospector 14 pack is our second best-selling pack boat behind the Cruiser 14/8. Why is it so popular?
Well, and another perk of working for the company is getting to try all these. So I've also had a fair bit of experience in this one. I was joking with Bill earlier that if I was trying to keep up with him, the Cruiser 16.8 might be more in line. Whereas if I was setting my own pace and going on an extended trip, multi-day trip, or even just a fishing adventure that was a little bit more casual, this is the better fit for me. So at my size, not only do I physically fit extremely well in it, there's just more volume to work with. So more room for gear, more room for fishing equipment. This is be a little bit more utilitarian for some more multi-purpose uses.
We do also, Scott, sell lots of them with the universal mount packages, different features on it. Seems like this is the go-to boat for people that really want to fish.
Definitely, yeah. Another perk of this is the seat base is up a little bit. I like where I'm positioned relative to the water. So if I am fishing, I have easy access on both sides. I can turn, I'm not constricted. And then between the mounts in the front and the back, I have easy access to everything. So there's no need to be reaching too far in either direction. And no matter what I'm doing, I can access whatever I need.
Nice. Now, Brandon, what do you think about this boat, the Keewaydin 15 with Ollie?
Yeah, so the Keewaydin 15 is a great boat, really efficient on the water, and for somebody my size with a dog, if I'm going to be tripping, bringing a pack along with me, I still have that efficiency, but I have the volume to be comfortable as well. So this is a great boat. Somebody who's looking for a little additional stability, something that can keep pace on the water, great option for somebody in that position. Dog, gear, very comfortable.
And look how comfortable Ollie is.
Yeah.
All right. So, Joe, let's show the folks over here now. So both the Prospector 14 and the Keewaydin 15, we also offer in the solo canoe configuration. We want to show you this. We sometimes get folks that aren't sure if they want the canoe or the pack boat. They may want to get the canoe version where they can sit or kneel. And I want to tell you guys about the carbon foot bar when I'm here real quick now. The reason I like the carbon foot bar is that you can have your legs on the outside, much like you do with the kayak foot braces. But then if you want to move one foot to the middle or both feet to the middle, very comfortable to do so. Now, these boats are designed, our canoe version, where in the upper position you can sit or kneel. Lots of people may do a little bit of both when they paddle. A very popular paddle with these two boats is the Badger Bunga. Really fits these boats well, especially for people doing a lot of fishing. Now, I'm going to get out of the boat for a second, show you how quickly you can adjust the seat. So I'm just going to get what's called the GCI Sit Backer, which is a stadium chair which really fits nicely on boats. So I'm going to unstrap this, get it set up right now. So what's neat about these chairs, folks, is that you can also unstrap them if you're out for a day paddle. You can put them on a beach. You can put them on a log, a rock. If you're tripping, they're great around the campsite. So this quickly, I can adjust this seat from the upper position to the lower position. So now I've got almost as comfortable position as our pack boats, but this quite doesn't do the same as our pack boat seat, but it's not bad. It's adjustable. I can crank it a little tighter. So for people that really like this, a cautionary note, folks, though, is this is not a seat that you lean way, way back in. We've had some people that just will fall right over, but it's definitely an adequate seating system. So if you're on the fence about what to get, this may be a good option for you to choose. And how about this, guys? Let's go for a paddle. All right. All of the pack boats we've showed you so far are solos. So how about tandem fun? The Keewaydin 16 tandem back we refer to as the limousine. This is a sapphire blue one with a two-tone finish and the Kevlar Fusion laminate. And what this has is an incredible seating system. This one's a demo we've had at the store for a while, so it's got a little bit of a weathered look on it. But folks, note how tall the seat base on this is. When we did this particular boat, we wanted to get the seats up higher. A little bit easier for folks to get in and out. They don't have to reach way over the sides when they're paddling. And this just has an ultra comfort position. It comes standard with the Kayak foot braces in the back. You can also order the optional carbon foot bar like you see on this boat. The Keewaydin 16 is absolutely one of our most popular tandem canoes. This baby really paddles efficiently in the water, really comfortable in wind and waves. Let's show you what it looks like with some two nice paddlers in it. What do you think, folks? Does this look like fun or what? So lots of people will get the Keewaydin 16 tandem back and use it with canoe paddles. So if you've had back issues in your life, if you're just not comfortable in a bench canoe seat, you may be really surprised just how comfortable this is. And of course, you can use it with two kayak paddles. And when you do that, it really alleviates what often happens in smaller tandem kayaks where people hit their paddles all the time. You don't have to paddle in unison with the kayak paddles quite often. So Brandon and Jess are looking pretty comfy. And Joe, let's come back here to the middle of the boat. This has the optional carbon foot bar on it. And here's something I really want to point out to you folks. We've done about half a dozen of them where people also want to be able to use it solo. What we do in that situation is we can put the bench canoe seat in the upper position and we can make the seat detachable. And when you get that, you also get you would order the Cherry detachable yoke or sassafras or carbon, and it would have a bow thwart standard in the boat. So you can make this boat highly versatile. So this is an absolutely comfortable, beautiful way to go, and you feel like you're riding in a limousine. Cheers. Okay, folks, hopefully you've gotten the information to choose which model or models you want to get. Here is a cross-section shape of our gunnel system, which has foam in the center. It's got the carbon Kevlar sock all around it, and then we pull the laminate, the layers of cloth up the side of it, 3 of them. When we pull it out of the mold, it's all one structural part. And Joe, let's show them. Here are many of the finishes that are available with the pack boats. We've got a really good video coming out on laminates and technology that you're going to want to check out, and maybe it's going to really help you choose the finish that you want. We also have some really cool accessories that folks want. We've got a really neat splash deck, which is available on the Cruiser 14.8, which has Velcro on it. We put Velcro on the sides. It's a nice little tunnel system. It allows you, when you're paddling in the 14.8, that when you have the splash from the kayak paddle, it doesn't get in the boat at all. There's a company, Red Leaf Designs, a big shout out to Jeremy and Cassandra Vore. They are doing splash decks in very elaborate expedition spray skirts for virtually all of our other models. So if you want a splash deck and it's not the Cruiser 14.8, check out Red Leaf Designs website. So folks, I hope this has been entertaining for you, and the goal is not just one pack boat in your future, folks, but people quite often get 2 or 3 of them. Cheers to the Swift Pack Boats.